Hi, Professor. This is Victor. I know that doing a PowerPoint presentation for this wouldn't really do you any justice, so I'm going to record myself a presentation on the personal conflict exercise that I missed for a group activity. So the activity that I'm doing is employees complain about a toxic work environment, and I'm going to be doing a presentation on how I'm going to deal with it by myself as a consultant. So, as a very quick summary of the case what's going on right now. Basically, in this organization, they're complaining about a toxic work environment, low morale, high turnover rates, a lack of faith within the staff and the employees as well, and basically like all the type of common things that are really like an organization with no structure. Actually has open criticism, like the staff actually like criticize each other in front of the staff, which is not good. The power struggle between the supervisor and the boss, that can be actually that the actual workers can see themselves. Poor management by staffing problems and workload distribution is also a major problem. No support from the higher ups within this organization is also a bad thing as well. And okay, there's just a list of things. I have the case in front of me. And another thing right here is that no support from higher management. Additional concerns is that the transfer responsibility for service is really poor as well. Let me just double check one other things that I might be missing right here, but also so many different things. There's a whole list of problems within the organization, and all deals with the management and toxic work environment. Um, so basically throughout this presentation I just did a summary. I'm going to be answering the main questions and the main issues that you wanted me to cover. So number one, how would I handle the initial complaint and conflict? So number one is of course addressing the elephant in the room, knowing that this organization has problems with management. So how would I handle initial complaint and conflict is number one, getting all the information, more information as possible by actually talking and interviewing and actually going through all the different parts of the organization, like their staff, to the employees, and ask them what do you think's going on? Tell me what's going on with this place, and they'll tell me, and actually record that information for my use and really connect it together to see what's the main problem. And basically just asking. There's nothing wrong with ask, like for dinner, and just like, oh, we're having a main conference or a discussion, just ask, and then they will tell me. So how would I handle initial complaint and conflict? Let them know that I'm going to be fixing it. Now the process or strategy that I would deploy, or actually the actual steps that I would take, is of course number one was asking them, but number two, setting up some programs to really to see, and some experiments to see why these problems are happening. So some of the strategies I will use is of course having somebody come in like as a undercover type of employee and actually see what's going on, and then really, or I could probably go undercover myself and see what's really going on, and who's the main issue. Is it the employees, or is it the staff, or the management? Most likely communication is an issue. So going undercover, really figuring it out without them knowing, so that I can really see what's going on. So that's the second step that I would do. So number three is how would you deal with the involved individuals? Most likely, the most ones are responsible are the staff members, management, the managers, the boss, the supervisors from there. So how would I deal with these involved individuals? Number one, after the information I get from the interviews and from talking to people and actually going undercover and seeing what's going on, most likely it's just a training issue. I know, Professor, that you take a lot of care that training is one big thing. Without the proper training, it's not that they're doing such a bad job managing because they want to do a bad job. They're just not trained properly. So number one is setting up with the proper training and really understanding the culture of the organization, and really, am I working hard, or am I doing the right steps to establish the culture of the company? So number one is set them up with a better training, and also having somebody from a different well-established organization shadow and mentor as well. Since I can't do this by myself, I'm going to be having some help with my team and getting some people, some experienced people from other organizations to come in and to mentor as well. But number one thing is training as well. This is really important because training is like the foundation, and they will know the right steps. The next thing is, how would you communicate back to employees and leaders? Mostly, of course, is I would have like a big meeting or conference with everybody in the organization, in the business, be like, hey, I understand that we had a lot of crappy things happen with our business, a lot of the staff. We understand, and we are working on our way to fix them. Let them know that we're improving, and then either show the new staff, new management style, and tell them, are you okay with this? Because as a business, even though the staff management makes a decision, we also want to have input from our employees as well. So communicating back to them individually and through a meeting, and also sending out emails and stuff, which is going to be the number one key thing. Sending out emails, any sort of communication, calling, as much interaction as possible. Another thing is, how would you handle rumors and gossip problems that might arise from the situation? I guess that shouldn't be too much of an issue because of the fact that with the employees, kind of with the right training, of course, will go into and align with the company culture. The rumors and gossips will die down. But if that ever becomes an issue, I, as a consultant, will go in and find where's the foundation, where's the starting point of that rumor, and I guess you say nip it in the bud and just really figure out and talk to the person like, hey, I understand you feel this way, but please help us out and align with our culture, and then really get this company moving on. But other than that, those are some little things that parts of my team members will handle in terms of rumors and gossips. The last two things: any personality traits of the key players that may assist or hinder conflict resolution process. If throughout the training, if I still have people with the proper training but still not aligning with the company culture, the next thing that I would do, which would be best, is to actually take them out the organization and refill it with somebody that will be a better fit for the position, and something that will align with the culture, because the culture is the background of the company. It's the characteristics of the organization as well. So those are the main processes to figure out, of course, the main source of the problem, and then going in and setting in programs. Number one, training is the number one thing as well, and setting up daily interactions with our employees and staff to make sure that they're in the right type of thing. But training is going to be all throughout, setting up new rules, new culture. Like I said, culture is important. Establishing a culture and new training, and having a vision for the company and organization is going to be the thing that turns around a toxic work environment, as well as, of course, doing some house cleaning, and as well as doing, like I said, house cleaning and removing some staff members that may be too toxic, and adding some new people that will align with our organizational culture. That's basically it. Any additional recommendations, suggestions that may apply, of course, is with the addition to training, having some programs that me and my team members will come up with to ensure well, I guess one of the main focuses is to make sure that efficiency, productivity, and profitability, of course, the main things of a business that keeps it running, is all doing well. Like the logistics, the finances are all good. Little stuff that really keeps the business running. But number thing that you get out of this is the better training, better communication, better culture. Those are the main big things I'm going to be really focusing on in terms of programs, and we'll get to it more in detail as me and my team actually go on with it. But those are the main things that as we find the problem, nip it with adding culture, new culture, as well as training, and adding in, of course, like the new vision of the company. Without a vision and a culture, our organization is dry and will be dead. So as long as we have those things and have new additions to it, it will be a good starting progress or an improvement towards the company. So those will be the main points that I cover, but that should be it.